The Shell Oil's British Grand Prix here at the fast flat Silverstone circuit was round 9 of the World Championship, a two-day meeting. Yesterday, the 80cc and sidecar races in excellent weather. Today, the 125, 250 and 500cc races in absolutely appalling weather. And after those first 8 rounds, the 500cc World Championship was led by Eddie Lawson, 13 points ahead of Randy Mamola, with Wayne Gardner in 3rd position, Mike Baldwin 4th, Christian Saron in 5th place, and Britain's Rob McElhenney 6th. So when they lined up to start the race, in the front row of the grid, it was Wayne Gardner in pole position. Then Randy Mamola, Eddie Lawson, Christian Saron, Mike Baldwin, Rob McElhenney, Raymond Roche, and completing the front rank, Britain's Roger Burnett. The red is on, the green is on. Now, who's getting a good start?
Burnett.
Roger Burnett. Fantastic. Roger Burnett gets a superb start, but up to the lead goes Manfred Fischer, the German. And Randy Mamola is in about 10th position. There is Ron Haslam. Randy Mamola had a very bad start. He's much lower than 10th. And you can see the great ball of spray that the midfield and tail-enders are riding through. And I can hardly believe my eyes, because it's Manfred Fischer well up, but Wayne Gardner takes the lead at Beckett's, and Fischer is in 2nd place, and it looked like Ron Haslam in 3rd position. Eddie Lawson is in about 10th place, Mamola is about 15th, Gardner still leads down the Hangar Straight. Up to 2nd place, I think, is Didier de Rodriguez.
Yeah, Didier's just got into 2nd, and Didier is the man to watch in the rain. He is outstanding in the rain, as is Haslam. Oh, somebody's down.
We have a feeling that it may be Paul Lewis's bike.
Yes, it is Paul Lewis's bike, I can see it.
Yes, well, there's Paul Lewis's bike, the Mighty Ant. The race is being stopped. Instant response from control, with Wayne Gardner leading, with Didier de Rodriguez 2nd, with Roche in 3rd position, with Eddie Lawson up to 4th. I'm afraid that looks like a rather nasty one. The incident car is out. The marshals are already positioning the hay bales to protect the rider. That's in the event of the race going on, but as you now know, it has been stopped in these appalling conditions. Well, the accident was halfway round Maggots. And thank heavens, when they got Paul Lewis to the Silverstone Medical Centre, the good news that he had comparatively minor injuries to his foot. So then the grid was reformed, and nearly an hour later, the race was restarted. Weight on the handlebars, the machine in 1st gear, bump start, run, bounce your backside on the saddle to overcome the compression. The engine fires and they're away. And when those red lights go on, there will be 10 seconds or less to the start. When the green light goes on, there is the red. And it's go. The British Grand Prix has started. And again, it's the German, Manfred Fischer, who's rocketed through into the lead from the 3rd row of the grid. A sensational start, as it was before. But it's Wayne Gardner in 2nd position as they go round the right-hander at Cox, on towards Maggots, where the accident to Paul Lewis happened previously. But Fischer really is sensational.
Yeah, quite incredible. I suppose the good thing is, if you're on the 3rd row of the grid, you can have a little bit of a sort of a walk before the flag drops and no one notices.
But Wayne Gardner leads at Beckett's. Coming through on the inside is Ron Haslam on the Honda-powered Elf machine, but it's Fischer in 2nd place. Haslam is 3rd. Wayne Gardner leads, and I see the red of the Yamaha, and in 5th position it's World Championship leader Eddie Lawson. Number 6 is Randy Mamola, already a double winner in the British Grand Prix. See the 2 red Yamahas coming through to take up station behind Wayne Gardner, and it's Eddie Lawson, number 2, in 2nd position. It is Didier de Rodriguez, the Belgian on the 3-cylinder Honda, in 3rd place as they go round the right-hander at Club, up towards Abbey. Lap 1, 28-lap race. Number 4, Wayne Gardner leads. Number 2, Eddie Lawson 2nd. Number 8, Rodriguez 3rd. Then 4th is Ron Haslam. 5th, is Rob McElhenney. So there are 2 British riders in the first 5 on the first lap.
Yeah, I must admit, Haslam is going extremely well, because when you think that his little Honda that he's riding is not a factory engine or anything, and when it comes to the rain, if a guy's up the front, he's got to be a good rider.
Now up to Woodcote at the end of the first lap. The Honda is definitely more difficult to ride than the Yamahas because all the power is at the top, and Wayne Gardner has already got, and I've started my stopwatch, a lead over Eddie Lawson of 2 seconds in 1 lap, with Rodriguez third, Haslam is fourth, McElhenney is in 5th position, and in 6th place it's Raymond Roche. There is Lawson. You can see what the conditions are like, see the water underneath the tyres as they go round the right-hander at Copse, and Rodriguez, who demonstrated his class in the wet in the South African Grand Prix the year before last, his first 500cc Grand Prix ride, is right up with the World Championship leader, and there he is, Eddie Lawson, second, Rodriguez, number 8, in 3rd place, Haslam is still 4th, there's the Belgian.
Didier is really outstanding in the wet. He's got a very smooth style. He doesn't leap all over the bike and sort of throw it into corners, and it pays dividends in the wet.
And Rob McElhenney is up to 4th position. Now this really is a challenging race for McElhenney. He's in the first Mamola. McElhenney is in the Team Agostini outfit on the Works Yamaha, and the best he's been able to do so far in his season riding for a Works team is 3 4th places, and he will be looking for an improvement here at Silverstone, his home track in Britain. And there is Roger Burnett with the camera on his Honda, and that's what he's seeing. Well, almost what he's seeing. The camera's a bit lower than his head is, but he's going down into Copse.
Yeah, and you go into Copse, it's, what about, in this weather, about an 80 or 90 mile an hour right-hander. It's a difficult corner to accelerate out of because you come very close to the curb. You can see it on your left there, and you must not touch it in conditions like this because it's like ice.
Wayne Gardner's leading by over 3 seconds now, and then there's quite a gap from De Rodriguez to in 4th position now, Christian Saron. There is the Frenchman whose brother won the 250 race today. He's 4th. On the left is another Frenchman, and that is Raymond Roche, and sandwiched between them is Rob McElhenney on the big Yamaha, and he's starting to slip down the field a bit, I fear. Wayne Gardner leads.
Yeah, Christian Saron is an absolute star in the wet. He's very brave, to say the least, but he proved at Hockenheim last year. He beat Freddie Spencer, and it was the first time a European had won a Grand Prix, so got to watch out for Christian. It's, what, 25 laps to go, so it's a long way yet.
Now in 6th place is Raymond Roche, number 7, and then it's Randy Mamola, who is a bit of a rainmaster, but not as good as Wayne Gardner is today, and Mamola is in 8th place, and somebody nearly losing it there.
Oh, that was Raymond Roche. It looked as if he went into the stow at the end of the Hanger Straight, and just as he went in, he lost the front end a bit, and what that does, it unsettles you, and his foot slipped off the footrest, but as luck would have it, it all turned out okay.
And here is the leader, and you see now the gap between Wayne Gardner and Eddie Lawson, and the gap in terms of time is 5.8 seconds. Rodriguez.
I think you have to watch out for Eddie because he's known as Steady Eddie. He really does think about his race, and he sort of plans a race, if you like. He uses his head a lot, and I think all he's doing now is just sort of settling down. It's terrible conditions, and he thinks, well, I've got a long race to go. I've got sort of 24 laps to go, so I don't think you'll see Eddie shine until there's about 10 laps left.
And there is Wayne Gardner. Look back, the distinctive style of Eddie Lawson, the distinctive red-painted Yamaha. In the background, De Rodriguez. Behind him, Christian Saron. And Saron is gaining. Number 3, Christian Saron, is catching number 8, Didier De Rodriguez. And Saron there is in 4th position, Yamaha. So to Honda leading and Yamaha's 2nd, 3rd and 4th. And there's the camera bike of Christian Leliard. That's the 2nd camera bike we've got. Here he is, and that's what he's seeing. And he's doing about 140 miles an hour.
This is the same kind of bike as Ron Haslam's riding, and as I say, it's a revolutionary bike.
There goes Wayne Gardner through to complete his 8th lap. 20 laps to go, and Saron loses it very badly. Christian Saron has lost control of his bike. You can see, looks to be I hope okay. I think he's just recovering from the shock. And that happened right in front of me. The Frenchman just lost it coming out of Woodcote. And he's shocked, but I trust non-injured. These days, all the riders wear back protectors.
Yeah, they do, and it's a good thing because Christian took a nasty tumble then. I didn't actually see the beginning of it, but it went sideways one way and then back the other, and there was no chance of hanging on to it. It's a sad thing with Christian. He almost does it to a script, you know. You should just take it a little bit easier.
So up into fourth place has gone Rob McElhenney. So an improvement for the Englishman there by default. The rain bucketing down. There is the second place man, and look at the way Rodriguez is now with Eddie Lawson.
It looks, by the way Eddie's riding, that he's just going to play it very, very safely. I was talking to Eddie yesterday or this morning, and he said that, look, I've got everything to lose and nothing to gain, so I'm just, whatever happens, I'm going to finish the race. And as you can see, Didier's taking full advantage of it.
And he's taking full advantage of it by almost taking second place, and I think he may well be there at Copse. No, he's not. The superior acceleration of the Yamaha blasts an extra machine's length away, but Rodriguez fights back. He's going through on the inside.
Well, the difficult thing with Didier is you see that Eddie Lawson's a really good rider. He takes the absolute perfect spot on line, so the only way Didier can get past, he can't get past down the straight because these Honda's not as quick as Eddie's bike. So the only way he can get past is dive up the inside. And the problem with doing that is you're going to run into a lot of puddles that people haven't been through. So tricky old situation.
Lawson there holding it from De Rodriguez, but now Randy Mamola has caught Ron Haslam, who is in sixth place, so there's a battle further down the field as well. Now look for Lawson and look for De Rodriguez, who should be with him.
So this is always the battle when you're trying to catch somebody. You get stuck behind a back marker, and everything you fought for over the past 2 laps can be lost to you in one foul swoop.
Dennis Ireland, the New Zealander, number 40 on his Suzuki, and De Rodriguez, who had scratched his way up to Eddie Lawson, has got to do it all again. I think the conditions this year are just as bad as they were in 1985. I didn't think in 1985, when I was standing here at Silverstone, I would be witnessing the same sort of race next year, but that is what, unfortunately, it's turned out to be. The heavy rain belt that's been slowly travelling across the countryside before our horrified eyes, because we knew it had to arrive here, has again arrived. We've had fluctuations in the rain during the afternoon from bad to terrible, and it's terrible now. And Rodriguez is still third. Fourth is still McElhenney. Fifth is still Raymond Roche. Sixth is still Randy Mamola. And down to seventh has gone Ron Haslam. And we haven't said much about Wayne Gardner, and now is the time to say it. This young man, 26 years old, from Wollongong, and there really is a place called Wollongong, and Wayne lives there, is riding magnificently. He came over here. Oh! Whoa!
Sorry about that, Murray. So I was just looking out the window, and as you said that he's riding magnificently, he went across the white line, start line, and the bike went sideways. So
just shows you what their reflexes are like. But he came over here riding the Formula One Moriwaki some years ago, sit up in big handlebars, with a sensational style and a lot of success. And then as a result of that, he joined the Honda team in 1984, the Honda Britain team, with the machines not as good as Freddie Spencer was riding. And from then on, he has not looked back. But meantime, with Wayne Gardner leading, with Eddie Lawson second, with Rodriguez in third position, with Rob McElhenney in fourth place, with Raymond Roche in fifth place, Randy Mamola is right up with Raymond Roche, the Frenchman. So, look for number 7, Raymond Roche, and number 6, Randy Mamola. You'll see them in a moment. And Raymond Roche is in 5th position, and there's Mamola challenging him. Number 6, Randy Mamola, in 6th place on the Team Roberts 4-cylinder Yamaha. The only man other than Wayne Gardner and Eddie Lawson to have won a Grand Prix in the 500 class this year. And I don't think Raymond Roche is at all happy, Barry. He's yet to finish higher than 5th this year, and it doesn't look as though he's going to do it here.
He certainly doesn't seem to get on too well with the 4-cylinder Honda. I mean, he used to absolutely fly on the 3-cylinder bike, but I was talking to Wayne yesterday, and he was saying the bike was made so much for Freddie that it's very difficult for other people to ride.
Yes, not many people realise that Honda made a maximum effort to support, and rightly so, Freddie Spencer. And the bike has been built to satisfy his riding style, and that certainly isn't Wayne Gardner's riding style or Raymond Roche's. And the result is that Mamola is about to take Roche, and has done so.
I think by the looks of it, Eddie Lawson might have some kind of problem, because he went past the pits and he was gesticulating to his pit crew, and as he did, Didier de Radiguez went past, so we should have Didier in 2nd place now.
Lap 15, this is the crucial race for Eddie Lawson, because this race will decide how he runs his strategy, and he's lost the 2nd place. You're right, Barry. Up into 2nd place to Rodriguez. Now, we'll keep a weather eye, and that's the right word to use here at Silverstone today, on Eddie Lawson, because he's definitely, almost visibly dropping back. Surely it isn't, Barry, that he's giving the weather conditions best, because I remember how well he rode in South Africa to win a couple of years ago.
Certainly not. I would say that, well, it can be any kind of mechanical thing, but in these conditions you can get a lot of water and stuff in, and maybe he's got some water in the engine or whatever, but he's definitely slowing down.
And watch for McKelney then. Watch for the 2nd red machine coming round the right-hander at Club. There he is. There's McKelney, who is in 4th position now to number 2, Eddie Lawson, 3rd place. On this, the 15th lap out of 28. And not so very far behind McKelney is Randy Mamola. All of a sudden, the British Grand Prix is coming to life in these appalling conditions due to whatever problem Eddie Lawson has. There's McKelney going obviously faster. I
wouldn't be at all surprised to see Eddie come into the pits. I don't know. He's obviously got some kind of problem there. We don't know what, but he slowed down so much, probably 2.5 that lap. So the next lap round, I wouldn't be at all surprised to see him come in.
Rodriguez, well, they've gone through now. They've gone past our commentary position, which is almost opposite the start and finish line. Now there's de Rodriguez 2nd, there is Lawson 3rd, and looming larger all the time behind him in 4th position, number 9, the red Yamaha of Rob McKelney from Brig. There he goes.
You could see the way that Lawson accelerated out of that corner. He's not down behind the screen or anything, so he's got something wrong, because he's not the kind of guy to give up for no reason.
Yeah, you can see that
he's not trying.
Well, if he has got machine trouble, it's the first time this year that he's had a problem with the bike, because although he failed to win in Spain, he finished in 2nd place. And down, that's Laliard, I think. It looks like Christian Laliard's bike. There's the battle now for 3rd. And soon, Rob McKelney is going to be higher in a Grand Prix than I can remember him being this year. The highest that McKelney has finished in a Grand Prix this year has been 4th. He's had two 4th places in Germany and Yugoslavia. He's challenging his team leader now, Eddie Lawson, for 3rd place. For whatever reason, by his standards, Eddie Lawson is limping. Right, and Rob McKelney is about to take that 4th position, and that'll be on lap 17, and then Lawson will be hanging on for World Championship points. And Gary Lingham is doing well in the background. He's moved up into 7th place, leading Privateer on his carbon fibre frame Suzuki, and there is the seemingly invincible at the moment, Wayne Gardner, leading on lap 17, as he has led from virtually the first corner.
Today, he's really really shining. You know, he's riding very smoothly and not sort of picking it up. Oh, now, just as I say that, by the look of, you see what can happen there. I wouldn't be at all surprised if he went in, just hit a puddle, the front end aquaplaned, and it just shakes your foot off the footrest. The same as happened to Raymond Roche earlier on.
McKelney has visibly closed on and has to make the decision about whether he's going to pass his team leader and rob him of World Championship points. I don't know if there are team orders. I would suspect there might well be in the Agostini team. And the gap between number 4, race leader Wayne Gardner, number 8, Didier de Rodriguez, is 10.6 seconds. Lawson is coming through, you'll just see him in the background, and the gap between de Rodriguez second and Lawson third is 8.53 seconds, and Lawson has increased his lead over the 4th place man, his teammate, Rob McElney. In 5th position behind McElney, and some way back at the moment is Randy Mamola, and in 6th position behind Randy Mamola, it's Raymond Roche. So it's very much the 4-cylinder works machines up front.
I think Eddie may have had some problem that could have cleared by now, because he's definitely speeded up, and looks as if he's riding again. You know, if the thing was misfiring and suddenly cleared, that would explain it, but he's definitely going quicker now than he was.
Now let's get the gap between Gardner as he has gone through and Didier de Rodriguez, and it is 8.4 seconds. 8.4 seconds.
That's 2 seconds in one lap, and he's got 7 laps to go.
He's reeling him in. Now there's the gap down Hanger Straight between Wayne Gardner and Didier de Rodriguez there in the background, and it is visibly less than it was on lap 20.
Trouble is, Didier's just stuck behind a back marker now, and it's can lose your 2.5 seconds in one foul swoop. And Lawson is pulling back a little bit on Didier by the look of it, so whatever it was, it's disappeared.
5th position, Randy Mamola. 6th position is Raymond Roche, and in 7th position is Gary Lingham. That's a terrific achievement. 26-year-old Gary Lingham from Alphonse.
That is an outstanding. When you think the guy's on a standard bike that anybody could, or a standard engine that anybody could buy, it's I know he puts every ounce of money that he earns and more besides into his racing. It's a good try, Gary Lingham.
Yes, Gary Lingham, as we watch Didier de Rodriguez in 2nd position, like everybody who is not a works rider, is desperately looking for sponsorship, and my goodness, he needs it. Now, I said the gap last time was 8 seconds. Gardner comes down to Copse, watch in the background, and you'll see de Rodriguez come out of Woodcote. He has done so, he crosses the line, and it's now 12 seconds.
Oh, dear.
So Gardner has pulled away by 4 seconds in that one lap, and the positions for 3rd and 4th are absolutely static. Indeed, whatever Lawson's problem was seems to be disappearing, because there in 4th place is McElney, and Lawson is increasing the gap. Gary Lingham is coming into the pits.
Oh,
there he is. There's the fiber frame bike I was telling you about, and the unfortunate Englishman who'd ridden up to 7th place, an absolutely terrific achievement, looks as though he's out of the race. And the gap now between Wayne Gardner and Didier de Rodriguez is 14 seconds.
What a shame for Lingham.
And just for the interest of those of you who follow the fortunes of Neil Mackenzie, the 250 and 350cc Armstrong works rider, he's up into 9th position on his first ride in a 500 in a Grand Prix. On lap 24, in the lead Wayne Gardner, in 2nd place Didier de Rodriguez, in 3rd position is Eddie Lawson, in 4th place is Rob McElney, in 5th position is Randy Mamola, in 6th position is Raymond Roche, in 7th place is Ron Haslam, in 8th place is Kenny Irons, and that's a good performance, and in 9th position, as you heard, is Neil Mackenzie.
Kenny Irons, that's an outstanding achievement, because Kenny only did, the first time he rode a 500 was this year, and it's not a factory bike or a factory engine or anything, so you've got to hand it to the guy. I don't know what happened to Roger Burnett. He must have had some kind of problem, because he was going at the beginning of the race and then just disappeared off the scene.
Down in about 12th position. Roger Burnett is still going well down the field in about 12th position. And Kenny Irons is up with...
Right up with Haslam.
Haslam.
This is Kenny Irons' first GP, and to get a result like this is quite incredible.
He's ahead of Ron Haslam. Kenny Irons has moved up into 7th position.
He's just in front of Neil Mackenzie, and Neil Mackenzie's on one of the sort of semi-factory Suzukis. So I think Kenny Irons is putting up an extremely good show.
And he's not far off being lapped by Wayne Gardner. This is lap 27. This is the last lap but one. I don't think Lawson can possibly catch De Rodriguez. There is the Belgian. And is that Lawson in the background?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
It is. Eddie Lawson can catch De Rodriguez. Steady Eddie has decided that now is the time to charge.
Well, yeah, I think so. I'm sure that Eddie must have had some kind of problem, because he slowed down for 6 or 7 laps, then all of a sudden lit the thing up again. So whatever it was obviously cleared. And I wouldn't be at all surprised to see Eddie catch Didier, because the Yamaha's quite a lot quicker and handles a lot better.
Well,
and obviously Eddie's going to be trying all he can, because he knows Randy Mamola, who's second in the World Championship, is in the race and very much in the points, so he'll be doing all he can.
But here is Wayne Gardner completing his 27th lap into his 28th and last lap. He moves his head and looks at the board, which says 1 lap to go. There is Lawson in 3rd position, and the gap between De Rodriguez and Lawson as they enter the last lap is 2.4 seconds. But Wayne Gardner is now on his way round to Maggots, on to Beckett's, round Chapel for the last time. He's at Beckett's now, and there's only about 1.5 miles between Wayne Gardner and the checkered flag at the end of the 500cc British Grand Prix. And if he takes it first, and I'm sure he will, it's going to be his 3rd World Championship Grand Prix win this year. Hope that's not trouble. I haven't seen him look back at all this race. Now, but what about the battle for 2nd position? Look for number 8, look for number 2, and there they are. Lawson's
I think
going
Lawson
for it.
can do it. I really do think Lawson can do it, because he's definitely on the quicker bike without any shadow of a doubt. It steers better, and if Didier's going to be stuck behind some back markers here, which will give Eddie the run which he needs. On the final run up the hill, horsepower is where it counts, and it's in the lap of the gods and the back markers. But I wouldn't be at all surprised to see Eddie do it.
And with Wayne Gardner bursting out of Abbey Curve, approaching the Woodcote corner for the last time. Here he is over the crest. He's within sight of Woodcote corner. He's going to see the checkered flag in a moment. He is going to win the British Grand Prix, and the crowd rises. And he gets a terrific reception, but who is going to be second?
Mike Baldwin, I think, got in Eddie's way a little bit, so I think well, Didier will just do it.
It's De Rodriguez crossing the line in 2nd place. Eddie Lawson is 3rd. Rob McElhenney, a long way back now, is going to come through in 4th position on the 2nd Team Agostini Yamaha. 5th should be in a moment Randy Mamola, and in 6th position Raymond Roche. But a truly famous victory for that man, Wayne Gardner.
He did ride very, very well. There's no two ways about that. He was extremely smooth, and he used his head throughout. Very impressive.
A magnificent and well-deserved 3rd Grand Prix victory then for Wayne Gardner from Didier De Rodriguez, with Eddie Lawson in 3rd place, Rob McElhenney 4th, Randy Mamola 5th, and Raymond Roche 6th. Wayne, I can feel you shivering with cold. That was one of the most convincing Grand Prix wins I've ever seen. Tell us about it.
Well, you know, everything just went absolutely perfect. I just come back from Japan from a win there, and I felt reasonably confident, and in my riding anyway, and I just had to really get the machine set up. And the first session on Friday went perfect. I broke the lap record, and I thought, well, this is going a bit good for me. And then today I thought, right, I'll try and do what Eddie and Freddie usually do, is just go from the start and set the pace. And so I tried to do exactly that. And then the first race it was stopped, and I was disappointed then. I thought, I'll never do the same again. So the next race I went out and I thought, right, I'm going to try and do the same again. And I just took off and pulled away and had a nice steady ride towards the end.
How much was that appalling weather affecting your riding?
Well, as you could see, when it started raining about mid-race, it was building puddles up on the circuit, and every time the bike, being very light and such wide tyres and a lot of power, they just wanted to kick sideways or wheel spin. So it was a little bit treacherous there towards the middle of the race. But towards the end, it started to dry out, and I thought, oh, you know, and I was watching the lap board sort of 10, 11, 12 seconds, and then it sort of come down to about 8 and 6, and I thought, oh no, they're catching. Try a bit harder, and I pulled away, and I thought, oh, I'm getting away again, that's great. And I thought, well, I've just about got it now, but the whole thing went perfect.
Your third win of the season. Did you know you're now second in the World Championship?
I was told just a minute ago. I didn't know. I'm very, very pleased about that, because the last couple of Grand Prix I haven't done so well. I've had a few problems with the machine, and it's good to get back into the winner's circle again. It's great.
Well, apart from your own delight, Honda must be delighted with you, because you've taken over the Freddie Spencer mantle.
Well, you know, that's what really the plan was for this year. They wanted me to go out there and look, learn and listen and understand about everything, and they want me to go out and try and win next year, the World Championship. And it's actually going better than we expected this year. It's going very well. The bike's improving all the time, and I know what we need for next year to win.
Well, it's one of the most popular wins I've seen here for a long time. Go and have that hot bath now.
I'm going to have it, don't worry.